I know what you're thinking. How do I use the questions in my toolbox? Before we try and answer that question, we need to step back and look at the cases we take and the role they play in our lives. Understanding the nature of cases will help us to form better case questions when we begin to investigate. It can be helpful to understand our thinking as the house in which we live. The house is built of the things that we come to believe and the things that we will do as a result. Our house is built of the cases we have solved. When we look back in our memories, we do not rethink the things we know to be true. We just use them. For example, if we have a memory, a solved case, of someone having treated us unfairly, it will probably impact how we interact with that person in the future. Many of the things we come to believe are not the result of investigation. It would be impossible to even come close to investigating all the things we know. A case starts when we face something someone wants us to believe, it is important, and there is more than one viewpoint. That is when we take the case and begin to use the questions in our toolbox. As we investigate cases, we need to be aware that the case will become part of a home built on a foundation. The foundation of our home has a huge impact on what cases we take and how we investigate them. Our foundation has two parts that work together and can be similar. In the first is our worldview. Our worldview is made up of our most deep and basic beliefs about the world. They can include thoughts about what we believe about God. What does it mean to be human? How do we know reality and other foundations of who we are? Assumptions are things we take for granted and probably do not think about. For example, when I sit in a chair, I assume that it will hold my weight. Our worldview and our assumptions affect what cases we will take. If we learn something that fits with our foundation, we typically build it into our home without an investigation. Things that go against our foundations may never even get considered. You are now probably thinking, how do I start a case? Hold on to that thought, and we will deal with it next.